So shall we start?
Yeah, I think Martin still got his multi-large group during this time.
Yeah, well, I am going to read Amy announcement. So Marin is back if we need anything, and the expenses should be submitted as normal. And also there is a new dev escalation process that it is being trialed through September and October. So Skarbek, you have the first point.
Indeed. Just to reiterate, while Jarv was on vacation, I found it a little troublesome because it was a little difficult to get things pushed through. I see some comments from other people, potentially about using SREs instead of members from this team to proceed with or getting a maintainer status for other people. That way, it's just not me and Jarv doing approvals right now. Jar, maybe I'll just follow up with you, unless anyone else on the team has any feedback on this.
It probably wouldn't hurt to add us as approvers, just in case there's a situation where like you need to get something merged quickly, and we can just like approve it, and it's a simple change.
I think that's reasonable. Jar, do you have any opinions on that?
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. It's pretty. I guess it was pretty painful when there's only one of us here.
Nothing stops me from self-approving, but that's poor practice. So
I did a lot of self-approving when you were out, as you probably noticed. It's not great. I mean, I basically self-approved anything that was for staging only.
Yeah, but if we had the other teammates as approver, just in case one of the two is not here, but then we had no idea how to review or understand what we are changing, you can just self-approve.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. And I put a note there that we discussed this while you were out, Scarback, and thought that maybe we could create an issue template that has a checklist of things that people should do to become a maintainer, and just pass that around to the SREs.
Okay. Do we have an issue with that already, or should I create one?
I don't think we have an issue, so go ahead and create one if you like.
Will do. Cool. Well, that's all for me. Thank you.
Jeff, I think you're next.
Yeah, so I was thinking whether we should switch to the new priority labels. I saw that all the existing priority labels were switched over. Any opinions on that?
We already switched, didn't we?
I think those are the severity labels for incidents and for GitLab itself. But I think for delivery, issue tracker, we would inherit the global ones. But I think for release tools,
they are defined at group level in both groups for org, but we are using our own for priority. So we have delivery P1, delivery P2.
Oh, yeah.
But everything else, we are just inheriting. we had to update Shadow's release tools and everything to make sure that it didn't break because of this.
I imagine we would need to update the issue boards, which might be something either Martin or Amy want to handle before we do that. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe also documentation is broken here and there because, when it refers to S2 or P2 or P1 as one.
So I think issue boards will be handled automatically, but I would imagine, documentation probably is outdated at this point.
What are the new labels? Is it just P::1 or?
It's severity : 1 and priority : 1.
So I guess the answer is probably.
I'm not sure why we have our own labels to begin with.
I think this was,
I think we wanted the scope and then we didn't bother to do
Yeah.
it system wide.
yeah, I think that's the reason. We probably want to check in with Marin to make sure. I guess he'll see this and comment.
Why don't we create an issue and address it async? I don't think it's a
Sounds
bad
reasonable.
idea.
Yep. My next issue was, I was wondering if there are any issues with the security branch only being on auto deploy while I was away, or if we can just proceed to make that the default and remove the feature flag.
So I was kind of exposed to this when I was helping Amy, and she was something like his first day, and I was coming back from vacation. So it was, both of us were kind of, we had kind of some troubles understanding what was
Out of
going
the loop
on.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, the point is, so at least what I remember, the problem that we had was something like this, that there was a failure in the auto deploy branch. It was fixed on master and was merged on master, but it was also marked as speaking to auto deploy, and basically timing was completely wrong. So what happened was that the new auto deploy branch was created after the fix getting merged, so the peak failed. But I'm not sure if this is how it works, but I think we are using something like a merge train to bring changes in. So it was not clear at that point in time if that fix was in or not. And it was not, obviously.
So did the pick fail because it wasn't yet mirrored to
sorry,
security?
sorry. The pick failed, and now I remember, the pick failed because there was a missing label. But at that point in time, a new auto deploy branch was created. And by the timing looked like it was supposed to be into the new auto deploy, but it was not clearly, it was hard to understand when the merge train runs. So if the thing that got created is already in the auto deploy, when there's a security fix in progress or not. It was just both of us not understanding the process, how it's working, but this created some kind of confusion.
Yeah, I think it was kind of confusion because now we create auto deploy branches every 6 hours. So we tried to pick a security a fix, but it wasn't possible. And then the fix was already included in the new one, so we really didn't have to do anything else other than just push the new auto deploy branch. And besides,
but we ended up cherry picking it, so there was something missing there.
Yeah, we cherry picked it. I think we cherry picked into the old auto deploy branch, and then almost instantly a new one was created. So we needed to use the new auto deploy branch and not the old one.
Possible.
Robert, I think the only issue that I saw, and I didn't investigate why this actually occurred, was for one of our incidents, we performed a revert and we merged that revert into master. We were waiting on the new auto deploy branch to be created, and there were plenty of green build jobs for it to choose from, but it picked a really, really old one. So I ended up having to cherry pick the revert into the newer auto deploy branch to continue forward with what I was working on at the time. I don't know what led to that occurring, but I also don't know if that's related to this particular feature set or if it's a new issue that we need to look into or not.
Okay, so it sounds like we should just leave the flag enabled a little longer and I'll babysit it some more during my release management tenure.
Yeah, I pointed an issue that talks a bit about what Skarbek experimented. Somehow, some of the branches were created identical, and we were not sure about it. And I also pointed out another small issue we had when we create the stable branch for the major release.
Cool. I'll read through them. I'm still catching up. Thanks. If there's no other discussion issues, we can stop the recording.